The Houston Chronicle Editorial Board has called for Beto O'Rourke to drop out of the presidential race and instead come back home to Texas. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. The actual headline here from the Houston Chronicle over the weekend: Beto, come home. Texas needs you. The basic argument that the Houston Chronicle is making is that, Beto, you've made a lot of hay out of the mass shooting in El Paso. You've campaigned a lot in El Paso. You've gone to the funerals in El Paso. People have been covering you, but there's no way you're going to get the presidential nomination, and instead you should drop out and run against John Cornyn. And even the Houston Chronicle admits that would be a pretty tall task to defeat John Cornyn. But listen, folks, here's the deal. Beto O'Rourke's not going to drop out and run for Texas Senate again here in this state. The O'Rourke campaign, in my opinion, is focusing so much on Texas because that is their game plan. They're not going to win in Iowa. They're not going to win in some of the other early states. They want to win in Texas. And if Beto O'Rourke can win the primary in Texas, it gives him a little bit more life to keep on living in the political presidential primary. And it possibly makes him an attractive candidate for the VP nomination. Beto O'Rourke coming back home to run for president or to run for Senate doesn't make a lot of sense. Beto O'Rourke would surely lose to John Cornyn, and here's why. If the nominee is anyone but Joe Biden, and I think it will probably be someone like Elizabeth Warren, Texas is going to remain solidly red. Beto O'Rourke has moved much further to the left than he ever did when he was running against Ted Cruz. And the Republican Party and John Cornyn, they will punish Beto O'Rourke for that over and over and over again. Beto O'Rourke has come out for open borders. He has said that Trump supporters are racist. He has said that Trump supporters going to rallies, it reminds him of the Nuremberg rally, of a Nazi rally. Beto O'Rourke has called for decriminalizing the border. Beto O'Rourke has called for mandatory gun buyback programs, which means confiscation. Listen, folks, Beto O'Rourke would get demolished in a Texas primary against John Cornyn. No matter how Republicans feel about John Cornyn, they would much rather have him as a Texas senator than have Beto O'Rourke. So the Republicans would turn out. This idea that Beto O'Rourke is going to remain popular or do even better than he did against Ted Cruz, I don't buy it one bit. So Beto O'Rourke, if you're going to run for anything, you might as well continue your run for president. Maybe you get a look at potential VP nod, but coming back home to run in the Texas Senate race, don't see it happening. And I don't think it'd end up well for you at all. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO.